Hey everybody, welcome this morning. Hey Kevin, Philip, Imuku, not sure I've seen you before. Welcome. Ben West, same with you. Not sure I've seen you before. Maybe you've been here, but if you're brand new, welcome. Kimberly, my lovely wife, glad to see you. Craig, Pat, hey everybody. And Kimberly wants everybody to know the third day of school, 2-hour delay. We've had storms rolling through already this morning. Power's been out. Oh my gosh, just can't get a break around here. Anyway, glad to have you. I'm here. I'm going to update on the market and CPI out, market moving. Now, update on my little robot guy. You can see him right here. Now, I've got him. He got him all assembled. He does roll. He's a pretty neat little doodad. And he's going to sit here and help me advise you on stocks. So I got my robot here advising me. Anyway, glad to have you, everybody. All right, kicking it off. We've got CPI coming in a little bit soft, actually. Market loving it though. That's what we were wanting. CPI coming in soft. That's heading down to the target rate. We were expecting a 3.3. We got a 3.2. That was above the previous 3.0 though. I don't know. Coming in lighter than expected, but even though it was a pop, it is still on the way down toward the target. So we did get a little bump, but not the bump that we expected. I don't know. We're going to get more from Jerome Powell after Jackson Hole, but right now, I think it's all a farce. All a farce. 3% may be the floor on the inflation, and we may go through another spike. We may see this rock again. I caution. There's a lot of caution right now. We may see a lower low in the market than we saw back in October. It's entirely possible right now. The shape of the decline kind of freaks me out a little bit, and over the coming days, I'll probably update you more as we develop. But morning, Billy. Morning, Valerie. Morning, Larry. Good morning. Glad to have everybody. Now, if you want to chat with me just like these fine folks, you need to hit the subscribe button right here in the corner, right down here. And a few seconds later, you can chat. While you're at it, though, you might as well hit that bell that's down there that has the little doodads, because I go live every morning and talk about the markets. And you don't want to miss out, because I tend to get it right more than I get it wrong. Just ask some of the people in the chat right here with us. Anyway, let's go hit this one real quick. All trading involves a substantial risk of loss. Past performance, not necessarily indicative of future results. I may never get it right again. Remember, I'm just a human. I'm just a guy that loves to share this and try to help you get ahead in the markets. So this presentation is intended to be informational, educational, and fun, because I hope you have fun. And if you're not here to have fun, gosh, go figure out something that's fun for you to do. It's not a recommendation to buy or sell anything, financial instrument or otherwise, but you know, you don't have to buy stuff from gurus. You don't have to buy indicators. You don't have to buy any of that stuff. But, you know, I do charge for my time. So if you want to hang out with me after this YouTube thing's over, link is in the description. And I'll give you a watch list for $5 for 3 months. And you can come talk to me all day long, ask my opinion on things. And that's the trade-off there. Anyway, and if you desire personal financial advice, you got to hire and consult a financial advisor that has a fiduciary duty to give you good advice, because I'm not in the advice. I'm not running an advice column here. Anyway, S&P 500 still could be the path here. We're seeing a little bit of rally, a little bit of green on that CPI print, but this could be the path. We could turn right here, rally up, do a little 618. Possibly 50%, 618 retrace of this drop off the high that we made back here in July. And we could go down one more leg. Now, if we do this in a manner that's called a 5-wave manner, this thing can develop into something much deeper. And we're talking like 1,000-point drop is potentially out there. Like I said, I'll keep you updated in the coming days as this develops. I do kind of expect us to do a multi-day rally at this point, and we'll go through that a little more detail here. So apparently consumer prices looking pretty good. We got a little deeper push yesterday. making that a 3.2% pullback off that high. Correction's not done yet. We could, it's not done until we poke higher. So we could continue this lower before we pop higher. And we'll just have to see. How deep does this correction go off those highs? Now, one of my favorite ways to play the recovery, SVXY, has not really gotten the drop that I was looking for. Let's actually flip this so we can actually see the top and the bottom. Pull it back over here. Maybe like, JT, what are you talking about? Well, if we zoom out and look at this thing, we've only got about a 10% drop so far. If we zoom out and look at this thing, this is SVXY, this is short VIX. This thing has gotten a 15 to 20% pullback pretty regularly ever since we came out of the bottom of the COVID drop back here in March 2020. Pretty regularly. This was actually a longer period of time between these two drops than we've had since COVID times. And right now that drop in VIX, it's a spike in VIX, but the drop in SVXY, short VIX, is only 10%. Can that be the bottom? Sure. Would I prefer a 15 and 20%? Yes. If I'm going to trade this back long, looking for it to make a new high, which it has done like clockwork all the way back, very regularly. You can see all these little drops. There's like 15 of them or something like that. Very regularly, we've gotten a 15 to 20% drop, and then it rallies right back in the 1 to 2 months following. So jump out 2 to 3 months, buy your calls, and profit, right? I mean, that's kind of how it's been working. But right now, we don't have the 15% drop. I'm not willing to chase it yet. This thing could go sideways a little bit and then get the bigger drop. So I'm just kind of waiting. That 15% drop would have to come down here roughly around 76.50-ish, roughly, to start getting me interested. And looks like my alert expired off of here. I'm going to pull this one down a little bit more. Right there. I'm just waiting. It's one of the hardest things in this game right here is to wait for the high probability trade. If you just jump into something, it's not being wrong that costs you money. It's staying wrong that costs you the money. So just be patient and wait for the setups. It'll pay you way better than if you just jump into stuff willy-nilly. All right. Morning, Mary. Morning, Hannah. Morning, Sledge. Glad to see you, my man. As always. All right. S5FI. Still hanging out in the middle. This is beautiful. The longer we hang out here, the better we can rally. I am still bullish overall until proven otherwise. So I'm cautious that we could see a bigger, deeper retrace, but it's not set up yet. I'm still bullish for a new, possibly new high, possibly all-time high. We'll see what cooks here in the charts. Yes, definitely looking strong off the CPI print this morning, but that's chaotic off of the low yesterday. We definitely need to make a higher high than right here yesterday. This descending set of lower highs has got me really concerned right now. Lower high, lower high, lower high. If we make another lower high today, that's really not good for getting any kind of new high. All right. Definitely keeping watch on this thing. We have been holding this 30-minute roadmap line. This is my roadmap line. If you're unfamiliar with what it is, I have a video pinned. I don't know what it is. It's in the channel from right around the beginning of the year in the YouTube channel. And I give you the code and everything. So that's also, if you spend $5 in the description, you can get that code for the roadmap line. Anyway, so you get stuff for your $5. Anyway, I keep saying anyway. It's my word of the day. Yeah, no bueno right there. This, as I was saying yesterday, no bueno. Not those tails already. No bueno. We need to get above this. Got to get out of this if we're going higher. Otherwise, further down, further declines could be in store. Back to this, we may be in for a deeper retrace down to 4,300. And if we don't hold support there, this thing can develop into something bigger, deeper, possibly even lower low than we saw here in October. I'll keep you posted in the coming days. All right. In Q, again, that one also holding lower highs. Lower highs, lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. We need something, some trend reversal, some fortune reversing here. So be careful. All right. Russell, same situation. All three indexes that I watch. Some say, what about the Dow? I don't watch that. It's so manipulated. All right. I watch the S&P 500, the NASDAQ, and the Russell. That's your general broad market with the S&P 500. That's your big tech stuff, kind of focused around that with NASDAQ. And then Russell is your small caps. That's your fast movers in the economy. That's your first sign of a recession and first sign of a recovery right there. That's what Russell does for me. Next up, oil. Let's jump up to the daily and kind of look at what we got. We came right up to that target, right up to the extension target, and found resistance. Be careful. I don't really have a high probability expectation for much higher from here. That was basically it. Kind of called that target and as an extension target, and we got there right at 84.50. Tagged it this morning. I tagged it yesterday. Be careful. We can get a retrace. It can be fast. I mean, look at some of these drops over here. Look at these drops. 2 days. I mean, we could be back down at the roadmap line. Can it continue to grind and out higher? Sure, it can continue grinding out higher. Can it get one of those big fast rips right back down here? Yeah. So be careful chasing anything long oil right now, long USO, long UCO, long, any of those. All right. Be careful. Can it keep going higher? Sure. Could you get a much better price if you wait for this drop? Yeah. Should you feel left out of the move if it grinds higher? No, don't get FOMO. FOMO will cost you money. All right. Chasing stuff, you're going to get in right before it reverses. It's just the way humans are. That's the way the market moves. It tricks you into, it sucks everybody in and then it rips you. That's the way this game works. All right. The market is very efficient at taking the most amount of money from the most number of people in a very quick and efficient way. Morning, Michael. Morning, Infinity. Glad to have you guys. Arturo, glad to have you as always. Gold, almost right back down to the roadmap line. Almost. One more little spike down, and then potentially going to reverse healthily off of this. That's what I expect right now. We could go. There is the slight possibility that we see a lower low than we tagged right back here. Possible. Less likely right now. I think we're going to hold a higher low and then take off because this thing was very proportional to the prior moves. All right, that was interesting. The ticker just disappeared. There, it came back. Weird. All right, Bitcoin right there. Trying its darndest to form a base and be able to move out of here. The volatility in Bitcoin has reached the lowest level we've seen ever since it's been trading. And that's constructive for bigger people to put more money into it. Lower volatility is what we need for more adoption on Bitcoin. Now, I do still expect this thing to go crazy full bull into 2025. We do have a halving event early 2024. Consider building a position now if that's something you want a piece of. If you want a piece of that big move, we're probably going higher than we've ever been. Maybe 2 or 3 times higher. We'll see. All right, Ethereum. Looking bearish. Not nearly as bullish. This does not really have any catalysts cooking up. It's been lackluster performance-wise since we went to proof of stake. Proof of stake still not proven as a long-term viable methodology or operation system. Be careful. I can see this dipping right back down into this $1,400 to $1,600 area before we can get higher prices. Now, it could just bust out. We hold the roadmap line, we bust out. That's entirely possible. 22.85 on the upside, but right now just sideways is the expectation because that's it's gotten uninteresting. It's inside this range that we had from March to April. We're just staying inside. It's the same pattern I talk about all the time where we're just inside. Now, Bitcoin had made a higher high here, getting a retrace, and we can do an extension. That's not the way Ethereum is. Ethereum, I don't know. Probably said it wrong. Dollar showing some weakness, but also some support at the bottom of the box. If we can push down below the bottom of the box, expect lower on the dollar, down to 98, 97, 98 area. Push on down. All right, stuff moving this morning pre-market. Did the market just open? I think it did. Yeah. 1 minute ago. Melly. Nice little pop. Trying to break out. Mercado Libre. However you say that. I don't know. Trying its darndest to break above. Does have some significant resistance built up here. Get the right tool. We're stuck in that like range right there where we've been topping. Been unable to break above it. Kind of stems from this supply zone right back over here. If we can get above that, maybe go up and retest this next area of supply right up in here. 1700. Yeah, that's 15 to 1700 or 16 to 1700. Tighten it up here just a little bit right there. So if we break above this, can get up here, probably rallying on up. AI stuff getting hit a little bit. We'll talk about that today. That is a nice pop. Potentially signaling the bottom. Probably going to do a gap fill. Right here, we did the big gap down. Probably going to work on filling that gap back up to 6650. ASML. Zoom this up. And still expecting the retrace to the roadmap line. Came up a little short. We could turn the tides. We've got resistance kind of cooking right through these lows and those highs. Resistance going higher. As long as we're below that, probably going to come down, fully test the roadmap line, maybe a little deeper. If we get above that, probably going to go up here to this zone, the 618, possibly break out and make a new high up at 800, 836. Cyber, just chopping around. That's been sideways for a long freaking time. Don't really see much that, it's like I said, chase the stuff that looks good, not wait for the good stuff. This is just a choppy, gnarly mess. It's hard to make money on stuff like that. It is. Let's face it. AVGO, despite being strong, probably going to come back to the roadmap line. That would be my primary expectation on this one right here. Primary, right back in here. APP. Wow. Getting sparky, but right into the resistance. Right into the resistance. Needs to work on up through that, and then we could possibly see, yeah, that was like spike up and crushed it down. And I don't know if that was the IPO. Looks like it was. IPOs tend to be bearish. That could be the bottom, and this could be working on something. It needs to get like a 5-wave up and a fair like 618 retrace. Came back and tested the roadmap line now. That could be beautiful for getting higher prices. Adobe. Chopping around here. Unable to hold above the breakout. Probably wants to retrace back down. Watch out for that. That's what I caution. If we can get above this level right here, then we'll probably go on up substantially. Netflix probably going to fill this gap. Sometime sooner or later, we're probably going to rally up and fill that gap from back here. It's right up around 505. Could be an opportunity to get in here if we break above that consolidation. Maybe like JT, zoom it up. Sure thing. Right here, this consolidation. Set an alert right up here. Probably like 445. We get a break above 445. Probably going to rally up to that 505 area. Probably. Doesn't have to. It's just the high probability thing. Came up short. on the last attempt. Maybe the new attempt right here. Rally right up like that. I got my alert there. All right. MDB. Probably coming back to this zone right in here. Bottom of the box. Support line. And the roadmap line. All right there. FNGU. It would not surprise me if we finished the head and shoulders. Dipped right down in here. Be careful. There's some stuff cooking here. All right. Baba. I'm mostly looking at stuff moving this morning, pre-market. Just so you know, the request shows are on Tuesday, so I'll try to hit a few of the requests in the chat, but this is not the request show. That's usually 30 minutes of awesome on Tuesdays. Baba coming up at the resistance line. Can turn down again. This is not overly bullish so far. If we do break above those highs, we could do something bullish, but right now it's just sideways crap for months. Since February, just sideways choppy crap. Hard to make money on sideways choppy crap. Just ask anybody that bought options for March, for April, for May, for June, for July, for August. It hasn't moved up. Hadn't made you a bunch of money. Be careful. All right. CPRI was a pop on a buyout. All right. Yeah, I should have clicked the button there. And EL. That's lower low. Be careful. I don't care if it is 173 bucks. That can cut in half. Entirely possible. Now looking at this right here. Estee Lauder. Almost the 1272. Retrace back up. And extension. 128. It can keep going down. That's your consumer right there. Look, we're getting close to the COVID lows. I mean, watch out. That's not an indication that the consumer is actually strong. All right. I think those consumer prices are on the fact that we can't afford crap. All right. Can you afford the price of a new car lately? Can you afford the interest rate on that new car? I mean, do you want to afford the interest rate on that new car? They were saying housing interest rates hitting 7% last week. Do you want to afford that? I mean, and that may be a good deal compared to where we're going. Be careful out there. Microsoft looks like it's coming back to the roadmap line, working its way back down. Working. Now it can hold these lows right here. It can hold those and turn up. But all signs indicate we're probably coming right back down in here. This is why I'm super cautious. We may see further decline in the market. Yeti, popping, holding that resistance. We're right back up there where we've been so many times before already in the last few months. If we can get above it, that's a breakout. If not, probably going down. Quite possibly making a lower low than we've seen so far this year. Tesla, working its way down for those naysayers. We might be headed back down to this resistance level. Right around 220. It's working. It's working its way. It's going to take a little more time. Seeing lots of bearish stuff in those NASDAQ, that big tech type stuff. Meta finally hit the target and probably going to come back down. The thing I would expect is this. It doesn't have to do anything at this point. It satisfied the high probability thing, which was filling that gap, and stopped right at the gap fill. And I mean, that was one giant fast move up. It hasn't retraced hardly at all since it did that. Took a tremendous amount of energy out of the markets to do that. Could come all the way back down to this 200 area. Watch out. If we get a bigger, deeper retrace in the market, watch out for Meta to lose $100, 30%. Baidu, still working on the head and shoulders, still not completed it. Just choppy crap. We get below the roadmap line, down around 135, can come way back down here. Sony, probably coming down, down, down. That did look like a constructive move up. I would expect it to come down around this zone right in here. If we can do that, that's a potential measured bounce setup for a much more bullish move. That is a 1, 2, 3 so far. That 1, 2, 3 down, A, B, C. It could bottom out, and it'd look even better if it pushed just a little bit lower. SWAV, chopping around. That's a pattern for going lower. Be careful on that one. Let's hit AI. I hit a couple of requests here. AI, probably come back to the roadmap line. PLTR, so that one probably come back to the roadmap line. I bailed up here for a good reason. We came up short and probably come back to the roadmap line. I may reload if we get down here. Let's clear some of this off now that we're not doing that and not going higher. Came up short of the extension target. I wasn't feeling it. I was kind of feeling like something was up. Well, something's up, and we're getting the retrace. Yeah, right back to the roadmap line. Measured bounce. That can set this thing up to go much higher after we do that. Talking like 30s. If we can get back down into the, say, 11 to 13 area. Clear this target because we hit it. Clear that, and let's draw a new target right down here like this. If we get down in there, I'm going to set my alert, 1350. If we get down in there, I'll look at adding a position back. I was riding shares before, and ILMN looking pretty rough there. RL probably coming back to the, that's another consumer stock, probably come back to the roadmap line. That's a choppy overlapping. That could be a 3-wave up, and that can go lower. Golly. SMCI, I warned for days on the retrace. That's what we're doing. We can come right back down here. That's why the target was drawn right there. Watch out, baby. Watch out. We can get a real relief rally for a couple days. We could possibly come back up to the 618 level of this initial drop. Could come back up to 320 and then get another big move down. Be careful. These ones that looked fully cooked, I mean, look, that puts us right down in here with the target. If we did that right there, right up to here, boom, right there. Perfect. Perfect levels, perfect proportions. Let me draw the arrows on here just in case that actually works out, because that's pretty wild. That may work right like that. NVO. That thing popped and hasn't been unable to move for 3 days. Right there, right to the 1618. Stopped at the resistance. Retrace would be highly likely at least back to this breakout level at 173. Right there. WWW. Wolverine Worldwide. Certainly no boot pattern right there. And probably going down to 7, if not 4. Yeah, I have a little bee in my butt about Wolverine. They bought out, I used to love Cush shoes, C-U-S-H-E. They're super comfortable. Way better than Crocs, in my opinion. Anyway, I used to love them, and Wolverine bought them out and discontinued them. That was lame. They preferred to, they saw it as a competitor to Merrell, and they preferred to keep their Merrell brand and just put the kibosh on Cush. Anyway, whatever. Going down in a blaze of glory. All right. TPR, wrapping up the list here. Big down, and could go much lower, potentially. Down into this 32 area right there. Alrighty. And let's see if I hit anything else that looks like I can do QS real quick. QuantumScape. Yeah, right back down. That was a 3-wave up. It can go lower low very, very easily. And this probably puts it at 0 practically. 278 will be the next target down. That was a 1, a 2, and a 3 wave move up right to the resistance and crushed. Now it could hold this roadmap line area and turn up. I wouldn't really be interested until it's back above about $10. Right in there. There you go. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Kush were great shoes. They really were. We wore them out. Anyway, we were good customers of Kush. All right. Bias for the day. Bias for the day. Bias for the day. Tapestry bought CPI. Yeah. Okay. Buyouts are virtually untradeable because the stock moves up to the buyout price and just kind of hovers and moves slowly into the close price. You can see it on ATVI popping up, the Microsoft deal, and just going to kind of hang and hover until that buyout price right around 95 gets solidified. Circling back, bias for the day one more time. Jump down to 30-minute chart. Talk about it. If we get above here, we're probably going substantially higher up. That level right now, that indication, the alert, 45.36. If we just poke up there and turn down again, watch out. We need to get a substantial rally. And that rally needs to break above. Oh, moving the wrong thing here. Grab the correct fib line. Pull it down to the ultimate low yesterday. We got to get above that point right there at this point. 45.75. Need to get above that to turn the tides more bullish. 4,600, still the price to definitely be above to get extensions higher than what we saw back here in July. Otherwise, if we just come up here, we turn down at this 45.75 area, possibly up to 4,600, that really sets it up to go down more. So be careful out there. Stay safe out there. If you want to come talk to me all the rest of the day, I'll be in Discord. I should be here today. I've got my mom's roof patched up and so far not leaking. And so I should be around more today than I have been the last couple of days with all the storms here in Knoxville. Stay safe out there. Remember, the account you save may be your own, and be careful. It's your money. Nobody watches out for it better than you. Have a great day, everyone.